Hello everybody and welcome back. Today what we're going to be doing is finally creating the cover and finishing our beautiful layered journal that has been filled with beautiful Polaroids, wonderful sentiments, and we're just going to decorate it even more. This is our signature. It's a one signature journal. For creating the cover, I'm going to be recycling some cardboard that came to me in some Happy Mail. I ordered some vintage books, which I will be sharing a sweet little haul of the things I've been purchasing over the past few months. And it came in this really nice cardboard that's really sturdy. It's not corrugated. And if you're trying to create journal covers, a tip of mine is make sure you're using cardboard that isn't too corrugated, as it can bend and warp your cover if you're going to be turning and using the pages. In order to create the cover, you of course need two pieces of cardboard. I'm using two scrap pieces from that packaging. They're about the same size, but a little millimeter difference does not matter since we're going to be adding paper and lace to it. All I want is for them to be similar in size. You want to make sure that it's not bigger than the first page of your journal. The reasoning behind this is that we're going to be creating the cover and layering it right along there so that we can still see this decorative piece of wallpaper from the first page. You can still see the hanky, you can see this piece of scrapbook paper, you can see our filigree and our embossed paper. This is the base to my cover, and to decorate the cover we're going to be using the digitals that I've created, a little pocket, some antique paper, as well as fabric. So I know this is going to be my front cover. I need a little strip here, this vintage paper. So just tear that at the top. I'm going to take a bit of this receipt, add a little bit of glue just on the edges. You want to make sure that you're just gluing your papers together on your paper base and not on your cardboard, since we're going to be passing this through the sewing machine. If you don't have a sewing machine, then use a very strong adhesive so that it doesn't come apart, especially if you're trying to use a little pocket. Just glue it very nicely onto your page. For the pocket, I'm going to add some very strong Fabrifix glue, and I'm just going to add it right in the center. So now that we have the front cover essentially made and created with our paper elements, we can focus on the back side of the front cover. So when you turn it around, this is essentially what I'm talking about. When you turn it around, I want to put something here that will match with this side. I want to use, this is the packaging that comes with our physical Polaroids that are in our shop. I love the birds on the back. I really love that imagery. So I think I'm just going to trim this to size. And this is going to be our inside cover so that I can add some sentiments and do a little bit of journaling as soon as you open up this lovely little book. So even if you use more of a blank piece of paper instead of like a decorative paper, you can use a paper that has some beautiful imagery that will inspire you to journal or to create a sentiment, and then you can decorate the bottom with some really lovely lace to extend the inside of your front cover. So we essentially have the base of our front cover completed. I'm going to put this aside while we do the exact same thing with our back cover. I definitely want to use this beautiful piece that I was not able to use on the inside, and then I have this leftover piece of vintage receipt. So this is going to be our back cover, and it's going to look like this. And now we need to decorate the inside of the back cover, and I already have this really beautiful wallpaper that we weren't able to use in the inside pages when we were constructing the journal, but I love the roses and I still have enough space in the background to add some journaling or even sentiments. So now that I have chosen the papers that I'm going to use for the front cover and the back cover, it's time to attach them together. So I'm going to be taking this to my sewing machine without the cardboard. We're not going to be attaching it to the cardboard yet. Just finished passing both of the decorative papers for my front cover and my back cover. As you can see, passed it through the sewing machine. Beautiful stitching. This is what it looks like on the back. This is the two pieces for the back cover. Stitched these two papers together and then stitched this one around. I added a little bit of decorative stitching just to be a little different. I want to add a lace element on top of both papers. and I found these beautiful appliques. Both of these were pieces from our treasure box bundles that we shared about a month ago. I saved some pieces from those bundles for myself, and I thought that this would look beautiful on the top of this page as like a little crown on this page. And then this sweet and darling floral applique, I'm going to be adding it to the bottom since we have a little bit of space. I'm going to be gluing it to the bottom of that page, and you will see how gorgeous this looks once we layer it on top of our cover. I love adding appliques to extend pages as well, and this way just makes my heart so happy, and it makes it so decorative. Now it's time to adhere our front cover and our back cover to our pieces of recycled cardboard. I'm going to start with our front cover first, and make sure as you're working with your journal, continue to use the signatures that we created as your template, so you know exactly how everything is going to look. Now that I know that this is the perfect size, we're going to add some glue. And this is some Fabrifix glue. You can use Fabri-Tac, you can use any strong glue that's either for fabric, for paper. I'm just going to position my front cover, making sure it fits nicely within the cardboard. And now we're going to repeat the same step on the back. Take the back of your front cover and also place it right on top. And the final piece that I want to do is I want to add our sweet little applique and glue it right at the bottom. Oh my goodness, this looks so precious. I'm so happy I kept a little piece for myself. It was meant to be on this beautiful cover for the journal. Since we have our front cover, we can use that as essentially our template. Now that we've added our glue, just want to position. We want to add the front of our back cover, turn it over, and now we're going to add our back cover. And if you have a little piece showing from the back, if it bothers you, you can easily just trim that off. And the last thing that I want to do is add this applique to the very top. And I just applied glue on half of the applique because of the shape of it. If you apply glue on the whole piece of the applique, then this is going to be stuck to our journal, and we do not want that. Oh, it looks like a little house. Oh, this is so cute. Oh my goodness. All right, so now that we have the front cover and the back cover created, it's time to finally attach it to the base of our signature. And the way that we're going to do it is with fabric. So now that you have figured out how you want to place the front and the back cover, it's time to choose your fabric. I absolutely adore using lace, so that is what I recommend. However, you can use any fabric that you love. Just make sure that it goes well and it matches with the digital papers, the fabrics, the scraps of paper that you use. You want to make sure that it all goes really well together. So let me take our covers, our cute little covers, and we just want to make sure that they are the perfect height so that we cut the lace to be the perfect size. We're not going to cut the lace to be the size of our pages because that's just going to look really weird. We're going to cut the lace to be the size of our front and back cover, and then that will cause for this to be exposed. If you do not like that, then definitely create a cover, like I said in the beginning, that covers all of your pages so that when you create the binding, you don't have anything exposed on the spine. So now that I know the height of my lace, I need to know the width. And the width essentially is just the width of your signature. If you have a super chubby signature, make sure you accommodate for that space. We just have one signature. We don't have multiple signatures. As you can see, I'm not measuring. This is such an easy journal to create. And I am going to be using the bottom. I don't want to cut the bottom. I want to cut the top part, as I want this little lacy bits to be showing. So just make sure that the front cover, the back cover meet perfectly with the lace, and we're going to trim it right along here. So now that we have cut the lace to the size that we need, we're going to attach our front cover and back cover by adding some glue and then attaching it right on top of our fabric. So I've just applied a good amount of glue here on my edge. You want to make sure that you're using a very strong adhesive that works well with fabric and paper. And then a nice little tip is once you've attached at least the front cover to your piece of fabric, then you can very easily just put it on your journal, wrap it around, and then you can see how much of the lace you can cut off as we don't want to cover up too much of our wallpaper. So I think I can do with cutting off about this much. I cut in a straight line. Perfect. So now that we have trimmed our lace, I can take our back cover and add the glue on the edge. You can turn it over to make sure that the lace has been applied perfectly. I cannot get over how darling this looks. It looks like a little house where Polaroids can live in. So now that we have our signatures ready, as well as the front and back cover, we're going to now attach everything together. And the way that I'm going to attach this is by passing it through my sewing machine. I'm going to be opening up the back cover and the front cover, and then we're going to be placing our signature right on the inside of our lace, and I'm just going to pass it through my sewing machine in a straight line. I love passing my journals through my sewing machine if it's just one signature. Add my little clips on both edges so that it doesn't move, and just sew very slowly in a straight line. I just got back from the sewing machine, stitched it in a straight line. These were the little clips that I used to hold my insert as well as the back cover. So definitely when you're binding, whether using the sewing machine or with an awl needle, use your clips as they keep everything together. If you are new to creating journals and you're still a little bit scared to start binding, then you can definitely just take some thread, take some ribbon, and just tie it through the center and then the spine, and then tie it into a sweet little bow, and that would also connect and hold all of your pages together. And finally, our journal is complete. The last thing that I need to do is close my little envelope up, but I don't think I want to do that yet, as I want to choose some decorative paper on the inside. But this is our finished journal. This is what the cover looks like. This is what the back looks like. A beautiful layered journal dedicated to the beautiful, simple essence of Polaroids. The last thing that is needed is the sweet little Polaroid right into the pocket. This journal has a very important significance to me, and I want you guys to be a part of how we're going to fill this journal up, as I'm going to be going through the pages, decorating it with this lovely new kit that I can't wait to share. I hope that this video inspired you. I hope that you loved following throughout the series of how we started with just simple little Polaroids, such as this Polaroid page. And we've used our beautiful Polaroids that we made and turned them into pages. And we took those pages and used it to create a beautiful cover for our beautiful journal. I will of course link below all of the digitals that were used and the previous videos in this series. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys loved every part of this video as well as the whole series, and that you thoroughly enjoyed it. I can't wait to share the next video, and until next time, sending you so much peace and so much love.